So I'm normally not up at, 6 in the morning, but I was going to sleep last night emptying my pockets from the day, and I found this. And this is the lock to one of my storage units. And my thought was, did I leave the damn door open? And we're about to find out. There it is. I closed it, but I didn't lock it. All the gear's still in. Let's lock this thing up and go back to bed. You know, part of the beauty of being up this early is we might see some color. I think I'm gonna head over by the beach. Wait till you see this color. I almost wrecked the car when I rounded the corner. This is freaking amazing. So this sliver of land here is called Palm Beach. And just beyond that is the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. Sorry, I'm mesmerized by this color. And this is a road called Flagler Drive here, and then this is a neighborhood called El Cid. And, well, I don't know the stats, but, you know, Palm Beach is really unique, and it always has been for, well, probably over 100 years. It's some of the nation's largest collection of wealth is over here. In fact, Mar-a-Lago's down that way. Let me see if I can show you. Right there, that tower. That's Mar-a-Lago. But a lot of people have been moving over to, or moving into El Cid, the money that's coming down to Florida. The growth is just incredible what's going on down here now. Anyway, I don't have much more to say, but this light is blowing me away. I've spent the last 2 years editing video, editing clips, and putting together stories from my own journey of visiting all 50 states in 1 year. And I'm realizing I haven't really been capturing too much current day. And I'm about to embark on another journey to visit all 63 national parks. Not in 1 year this time, because I'm not that ridiculous. But I'm looking forward to getting out and capturing more. I'm not quite done editing all these videos yet. In fact, I'm about 30. Well, I just finished my 100th episode. And sorry, I haven't had coffee, by the way. I finished 100 episodes and 32 states done. Got 18 more states on the hard drives to edit. I like to mix things up a little bit. These season connectors, if you would. I call them bookend videos, but they actually connect the seasons. Have been different. You know, I always kind of talk about the past season, tee up the next season, And then there's a third part where I play one of the AI cat videos that I've created for my Roaming Cats channel. And I'm sure I'll do the same on this one, but what I've done so far is just kind of talk to camera in the studio, and I think I might do something different on this one. As I did my 100th episode, it was a 3-camera shoot talking to myself about a few different things, and it was one of my favorite videos, actually. Nobody watches them. I mean, you could look at the stats. It's my viewership is abysmal, and I've said several times to my friend Frank, talking about things I could do to get more views and whatever. I said, it doesn't bother me that much. I would still do these videos if I kept them on a hard drive. And the reality is I would. And obviously I'm still doing these things, but for what reason? That's the question. For what reason? They're creative fulfillment. But there is a little side of me that, I'm not always trying to monetize, but there is a side of me, I'm not going to lie, because I've been an entrepreneur all my life, that you sometimes put a financial value to something as a way to keep score, or in a way to give something value or worth. Sometimes you can attach monetary gain to something that just based on the value or the monetary. The sun doesn't look that great now. I guess I captured the best of it. I'll show you in a minute. Again, I haven't had coffee yet. I'm not sure how I'm wording this properly. I'm not. But there's, when you attach money and the receipt of money, financial gain, to something, that's one way to measure it, measure its success. And that wasn't the reason why I was doing this. I just wanted to document. I thought it was a unique journey. I guess more than anything, I was a little, I've been a little surprised that it hasn't gotten more views. And based on a couple of things. One, I put a lot of production value, not today, but I put a lot of production value into these videos. And I try to use some great music, some great visuals. I edit the hell out of them. And I think they have a really nice pace to them. Again, am I that interesting? Maybe not. But I just started watching the channel this morning as I was getting ready to go do this lock thing. And the guys, I don't know if it's the initial story or whether the guy's more entertaining than me, but I started listening to it. At first, I was kind of jealous when I saw the video, and it said he was starting van life at 62, which just the headline caught me. It was an AI-generated thumbnail. And I started watching it, and I'm about 2-3 minutes in, and I'm like, well, his production value isn't near what I put into mine, but I am interested in unconventional stories. So is that what's driving his success? Because he's got a lot of views. And again, he's doing something similar to what I did. I thought what I was doing was fairly interesting. Visiting all 50 states in 1 year. Is his personality better than mine? You could see him smiling more. I don't know. I guess it's too early to even be making this video, and it's too early to be questioning myself. But 100 videos in, maybe I'm starting to question myself, because I want to do something else that's tied to a year, and that's visiting all 63 national parks, starting at the age of 63. Do I lean into that really heavily, like he's leaning into his age in van life, 62 years old in van life, or in starting van life, or I don't know. I think I'm overthinking this, and again, I'd still be doing these if nobody watched them. And so I don't really have an end to this little ramble. Let's go listen to the ocean for a second. One of the things that interests me the most is people taking an unconventional journey through life. I'm not sure why that intrigues me now. I don't know if I've always been intrigued by that. Maybe I myself had taken an unconventional path, so parts of it obviously are interesting to me, but now that I have time, when I'm semi-retired, are those stories of other people taking those unconventional paths, and hence the name Chasing Light and Story, or part of the name. I think it says, how do I incorporate that into that, and into that brand, so to speak, without, it could be it's a lot of work. You either tell mini short stories as you're traveling, or you dive a little bit deeper into the story of someone and try to tell it quickly without it consuming too much of your life. Or if you find somebody that's very interesting, it does become a project, like for me the Kahana Project was. And I'm open to all options and ideas. Think about how hilarious it would be if I fell off the edge of this. I don't know if you can see the sand drops off like 4 feet. Anyway, I'm rambling today, and this is going to be an extremely different sort of, it's not going to be a vlog, but a little mini story I put together here. Hope you enjoyed this little walk down to Palm Beach. It's time to go back and make some coffee and say good morning to the cat. I live less than a 5-minute drive from here. No kidding. It's right over the bridge. Why am I not here every single morning? If I'm chasing light, why don't I chase this light that's right in my backyard? I don't know if this is normal here. I'm normally not up this early, this time of year. But yeah, what a gorgeous sunrise. I should do that. One whole month of sunrises. That in and of itself could be an interesting vlog. You know, it's been so weird listening to myself and editing clips of myself for the last couple of years that have been taken 2 years ago, almost at this point, maybe a year and a half. And I haven't been doing a lot of recording to myself because I've been busy editing. And figured it would be natural again to start recording, but it's awkward. People are looking at me holding the camera going, who the hell's he talking to? You know, I was talking to my friend, had dinner with my friend Kevin the other night, and I've known Kevin since he used to do lighting for my band, and he got me started in this world of lighting events. I don't know what my life what I would have done if I hadn't met him, because it was a unique path that I was allowed to take. Did I word that right? Probably not. It was a unique journey I had lighting these events over here. I'd driven by this beach many times on my way to the Flagler, to the Breakers, to the Ritz-Carlton, various venues that I've worked at over here. It's Bethesda Church around the corner. And what was I getting at? Oh yeah, I had dinner with Kevin. I've known him since I was 20, so over 40 years. And he was one of the reasons I got into this for sure. And it's a whole other story that I'll tell someday. But I said to him, I says, you know, the more of these stories I tell, the more I wish I captured more of the clips or stills. Wish I had more visuals of us doing what we did. Yeah, I just wish I would have been able to capture more of some of those cool events that I lit. My message to my younger self is, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not sure what you're going to do with it, but capture more of your life. Because it's fun to look back and kind of experience things again. That's it. That whole ramble was a pivot to nothing. Nobody out now but the joggers and the bike riders and the vloggers. At the end of Rural Poinciana Way is the post office here. It's a really nice post office inside, very historic, if you would. I used to love walking down here just to mail things. This used to be a place called Chuck and Harold's. I honestly don't know what the hell it is now. There's a little construction going on. They redid all of this. There used to be a gas station. And I used to live right here, upstairs. There's a little tunnel to go back there. The mailboxes are on the right. And I didn't have any place to park. There was street parking and there was illegal parking back there. The rent was only $4.75 a month. And I had to, if I was going to park, they would let you park overnight. But during the day, if I was there, what they would do is they would come by and they would chalk your tire at a certain position, so the guy would ride around during the day and he would keep track of who was parked where. And if you hadn't moved in an hour, you'd get a ticket. Boy, it's nice to be up this early. It is so humid though. This is June 2026. It's a very humid South Florida morning. It's chasing light this morning. Wow, I was locking up my storage unit is what I was doing, and I just happened to be out there and there was some amazing light. And then I just started thinking about, you know, what became, I guess, well, not really a good story, but what could have been a story. And that was my history here in Palm Beach, which is what has gotten me to now, where I am in my life now. Pretty fortunate to be able to have charted my own path, if you would, lighting these events and been an entrepreneur. And maybe that's a tee up for whatever cat thing I have in my inventory here. I've been sharing these cat videos that I created, like I said, and I did about a dozen of them, maybe 15 of them. And I was going to share if I haven't, I think there's one that I did of captains of industry. And kind of, again, I'm relating to some of these cats, is why I've been putting these little stories together of these cats. Morning. I think that seatbelt was dangling and making noise the whole time. I don't know. Captains of industry and cats charting their own path, basically. And in a way, I'm pretty proud of, I guess, myself I did a little bit of self-reflection this morning as I was driving around, looking at some of these venues and realizing that, you know, I'm still here on this planet, and I maybe have a little bit more of a story to tell in my own life as I try to tell and help tell the stories of others. And I don't know how that really ties into this cat stuff, but we're going with it. Anyway, enjoy that, and I'll see you in season, what is it now? We're starting season 8? Whatever it is, I'll blink it right here. I can't remember. I just finished North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee, and the next video will be from Kentucky, and that's where we begin the next season. Enjoy, and I'll see you there.